Now listen, Megyn Kelly didn't just talk about Meghan Markle's embarrassing moment. She practically made it into an art form. People are saying that when Megyn showed up at Emma Grede's vegan dinner in Los Angeles without an invitation, without being needed, and apparently without being noticed, Megyn Kelly had just 2 words for her: stay home. And let's be real, that was the nicest way to put it. Because by the time photos started going around showing Megyn standing there with her wine glass like the world's loneliest social media influencer, everyone else had turned away. Megyn Kelly was laughing. She reportedly joked that Megyn finally knows what it feels like to be the least interesting person in Hollywood. That's the attitude that set everything up. What was supposed to be Megyn's next comeback turned into a social disaster. And guys, get ready, because this dinner wasn't just awkward. It was career-destroying embarrassment. Picture this: Meghan Markle ready to make her big comeback. Her team made sure her wine bottles were front and center as always. She practiced her charm, her stories, even her girl power one-liners. This was supposed to be her night, her smooth comeback. Except nobody cared. The vibe was off from the beginning. Guests talked in small groups, politely ignoring Megyn's perfectly practiced smiles. Cameras that usually followed her around barely paid attention. Then came the moment that ruined everything. Emma Grede interrupted Megyn while she was talking, and nobody reacted. Not one awkward sorry, just a clean social power move. People who saw it said Megyn's face went stiff. That famous slow blink, tight jaw, polite smile stretched like it was holding back anger. She'd spent years trying to prove she belonged in fancy rooms again, and in one moment, Emma reminded everyone who really did. Now, here's where things go from awkward to ice cold. Just days after that vegan dinner, the rumors started. Emma Grede, Megyn's supposed Hollywood sister in girl power, had accepted a job as an ambassador for the King's Foundation. Yes, that king. The same royal family Megyn spent years attacking in interviews, accusing them of racism, cruelty, and mental abuse. People on the inside say Megyn was shocked. Apparently, she found out the same way everyone else did, through press photos of Emma, shaking hands with people connected to Buckingham Palace. And the crazy part, Emma didn't even bother to warn her. Right then, the message was obvious. Emma wasn't following Megyn's rebellion. She was teaming up with real power, the kind that doesn't need hashtags to be important. For Megyn, it wasn't just betrayal, it was embarrassment to point zero. The friend she thought would help fix her image had quietly picked the side Megyn swore to destroy. Hollywood got what that meant. Emma had learned from Megyn's PR games and was now sitting at the royal table Megyn had walked away from. Megyn's next move was easy to predict. She tried to go back to her comfort zone: speeches, panel discussions, and girl power talks. Enter the Fortune Women's Conference, a room full of successful women nodding politely as Megyn gave another one of her "we need to lift each other up" speeches. It sounded smooth. It sounded emotional. But according to people who were there, it also sounded fake, because while Megyn talked about building legacies, her own history told a different story. The palace workers she allegedly bullied, the assistants who quit crying, even a Montecito flower shop owner who promised never to work with her again. Former employees from both her royal and American teams have quietly shared similar stories: late-night screaming fights, impossible expectations, and a total lack of care for anyone who couldn't help her image. So, when she stood there talking about empowering women, the irony wasn't missed by anyone. As one person there put it, she talks about sisterhood like it's a product, not something she believes. And that's the thing. Megyn sells empathy. It's part of her brand. But behind closed doors, sources say it's all strategy. Emma Grede empowers women by giving them jobs and ownership. Megyn empowers herself by giving speeches about it. The difference between the two: results. Now, let's talk about the part of Megyn's image she guards the most: the devoted mother story. Every public appearance, every interview, every lifestyle pitch is filled with motherhood talk. She's balancing work and motherhood. She's protecting her children from the spotlight. She's creating mindful spaces for family growth. It all sounds beautiful until you realize the numbers don't work. According to people close to her team, Megyn spends more time in PR meetings and dinners than at home with Archie and Lilibet. The kids, cute as they are, seem more like accessories in her comeback story than part of her daily life. One insider straight up said she sells motherhood better than she actually does it. During the same week she was photographed at Emma Grede's dinner, She'd also gone to 2 other back-to-back brand events, all under the mom entrepreneur image. But when people started asking where are the kids, the silence was loud. It's not about judging her for working, it's about the fake image. She built a whole identity around being the relatable mother, while allegedly hiring other people to do the job completely. And this dinner embarrassment only made that difference bigger. While Meghan mingled for cameras, Emma, a mother herself, was running business empires, raising children, and doing charity work without ever bragging about it. That's when people started whispering, maybe the crown Meghan keeps chasing isn't royal, it's wanting to be seen as a good mom. But the truth is, you can't rebrand motherhood. You either live it or you don't. While Meghan was out trying to impress LA's elite with her wine and her women in power talk, Prince Harry was apparently at home scrolling through photos of the event. And sources say, for once he wasn't mad, he was relieved. For years, he's been the background character in Meghan's show. But that night, the spotlight finally hurt her instead. People around Montecito say Harry watched the clips of Emma cutting Meghan off, saw the tight smile, the famous long blink, and just sighed. It wasn't satisfaction. It was peace. Insiders whisper that the marriage has been barely surviving for years. They live more like business partners than husband and wife. Harry, still fighting hair loss with every treatment he can find, is said to be more worried about his image than their relationship. It's like watching coworkers who share a mortgage, one source joked. The man who once gave up castles for California is realizing that what he got in return isn't a fairy tale. It's a business presentation. Now let's talk about Meghan's favorite new storyline, the healing story. In interviews, she swears that when she and Harry left the UK, they weren't running away. They were building a nest, healing, and finding peace. Sweet, right? Except proof doesn't lie. While she tells audiences she was focusing on motherhood, she was signing multi-million-dollar Netflix and Spotify deals. While she claimed to be taking space, she was producing a 6-part documentary series attacking the royal family and writing her husband's tell-all book full of family secrets. That's not healing. That's making money. Even people who once felt bad for her are noticing the timeline doesn't add up. Every time the public starts to forget, Meghan rebrands the past to fit the new product she's selling. One month, she's a victim of the palace. The next, a fearless businesswoman. The next, a mother on a wellness journey. It's like watching someone rewrite their own movie and hoping the audience forgot how it started. Across the Atlantic Ocean, something big is happening. King Charles has reportedly started the process of taking away Prince Andrew's, Duke of York, title, a move that would need Parliament's approval. But palace insiders say that once that door opens, there's nothing stopping them from adding Harry and Meghan to the list. Prince William, fed up and thinking about the future, is said to be quietly pushing for it. Not out of meanness, out of smart planning. To him, Andrew is the past's embarrassment. Meghan and Harry are the current danger. If the monarchy wins, they could legally erase the Sussex titles, ending the Duke and Duchess brand overnight. No more royal introductions. No more selling nobility on podcasts. Just Harry and Meghan, regular citizens of Montecito, California. And here's the poetic twist. While the palace sharpens its knives, Emma Grede, Meghan's former dinner table rival, is now representing that same royal family in America. The message couldn't be louder. The crown picks competence, not chaos. And then we come back to that dinner, the scene where it all started. Picture Meghan once more, standing in the light of designer candles, holding her wine glass, smiling just a bit too big. The conversation has moved away. Cameras flash at other faces. Emma Grede leans in to chat with Hollywood's inner circle. Laughter coming from that end of the table. For a split second, Meghan isn't acting. She's watching. And what she sees across the room is herself. Or rather, the version she always wanted to be. A woman who didn't need royal titles to be respected. A woman who earned power instead of marrying into it. A woman welcomed by the same monarchy Meghan rejected. That was the reality check moment. The realization that the performance had outlived its audience. So, she keeps smiling, keeps swirling the wine, pretending not to notice the distance. But the silence is deafening, the kind that destroys reputations completely. Because this isn't just a social rejection, it's a statement. The world that once gasped at Meghan Markle now shrugs. The empire she built on controversy is quietly falling apart. And as one Hollywood insider whispered, Every queen eventually meets the woman who reminds her she was never royal to begin with. So when Megyn Kelly laughed and said, "Stay home if you're not invited," maybe that wasn't mean. Maybe it was a prediction. Because in the kingdom of relevance, Meghan's seat at the table has officially been cleared. And the world's already pouring another glass for Emma Grede.